Regardless of what you thought of Longlegs, you can't argue that the marketing was brilliant. Arguably, probably one of the best marketing campaigns in years. Everything that they could do right, they did do right. And regardless of what you thought of the movie, I mean, it's hard to deny that it was just perfect marketing. I talk about Longlegs because the company that distributed the movie, Neon, which has been doing a lot of good work for a number of years, is coming up with this new horror movie. Well, it's called a psychological thriller, but it's a horror movie, basically, from what I've been hearing from Sundance. And they released the teaser trailer just recently. And I'm starting to notice a trend between Neon's horror movies that they're releasing. And if they keep on going on this trend, I fully believe Neon might honestly be changing movie marketing as we know it. Maybe not movies in general, but horror movies. I've been noticing this trend that Neon has been doing the greatest marketing I've seen for all these horror movies. And honestly, if they keep this up, if they keep on getting a lot of this praise around these trailers and everything and gets people really excited, they might have cracked the code for how to do horror marketing. And I mean, when you watch the marketing, it's honestly shocking that we've waited this long to get marketing like this. And I mean, there's been a lot of good marketing for horror movies. I look at The Ring, where the footage that you watch, that if you watched it, you'll die. They would play that at midnight in random TV channels. Wouldn't say it's for a movie or nothing, just play that footage. And it worked. It worked really well. Same with Blair Witch Project. Perfect marketing. It did everything. It became the most profitable movie off of a budget that small ever. And so I think that Neon's kind of cracking this new code, which with these really slow paced, eerie horror movie trailers, and they give nothing away. They just give the sense of what this movie is like. And if they can keep on doing this, then I have no doubt that they could probably end up making some of the most profitable horror movies in recent times. And I know a lot of people didn't like Longlegs, which I can understand why. Personally, I loved the movie, but I can get why. However, that movie, it didn't play at any film festivals or nothing, so they didn't really have a lot of basis besides the studio execs themselves thinking that it's a good movie. However, this played at Sundance, and this got a lot of praise coming out of Sundance. I've been hearing some really, really great things about it. But first, let's talk about it. So I haven't really been talking about a whole lot. What is this movie specifically? So this is a movie by Steven Soderbergh. He's done a lot of big movies. The whole trailer is basically advertising all the other movies he's did. But from what I understand, because there's not a whole lot of stuff that's come out about this movie, it's essentially a ghost haunting movie. It's a psychological thriller. It's really a horror movie from what I've heard. And it's about this ghost presence that haunts this house. However, it's all from the perspective of the ghost. And I think immediately my first thought was it sounds like a ghost story. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of parallels. I'm sure there's a part of Soderbergh that got inspired to make this movie based off of a ghost story. But this kind of sounds more like, what if you took a ghost story and actually made it a full-on horror movie? Granted, I'm just taking the whole elements of following a ghost inside a house and everything. This is probably can go a completely different direction. I mean, the interesting thing enough is that the whole movie is shot in first-person perspective, and so you're watching this movie through the eyes of the ghost. And I'm really interested in how that ends up looking like. I mean, from what I saw from the trailer, it can have a really, really not fun, but unique and interesting perspective into this kind of movie. I mean, I fully believe that if this movie ends up landing really well with audiences, and sounds decently experimental, so who knows, general audiences don't generally like experimental movies. Just look at what came out earlier this year, In a Violent Nature. Not a lot of people really liked it because of its experimental nature of it all. I get it, nature and a violent nature, and nature. It's not a stupid joke. But I think that if enough people like this and it starts getting a good name for Neon, they keep on finding these gems of horror movies and keep on distributing them with the same style of marketing, I really believe Neon could overtake, and they've been building up for this for a while now. Neon could honestly overtake A24, because A24 is kind of slowly starting to get a little bit more mainstream. It's not like a tiny corner of film lovers that we all get to enjoy. Now it's less of that and more turning into Neon. And I mean, I love both studios. I really love Neon. I love all the movies that they distribute because they managed to get the rights to a lot of good movies. And A24 has a special place in my heart, a special place in a lot of people's hearts. But there's just something special that I love about seeing the Neon logo showing up before I watch a movie. And I know it's weird, but like whenever I see certain logos for movies coming out, like a certain companies distributing this, like A24, like I said, Neon, or XYZ Films, that's another studio that I really, really love. Every time I see something like that getting the rights to these movies, it just makes me a little bit more excited. Not even for any particular reason, because I mean, obviously, A24, Neon, all those studios produce some really bad movies, but it's just a little kid in me that just has that little bundle of joy that gets excited, and I'm excited about what's coming with this one. But I mean, tell me what you think. I mean, do you agree with me, disagree with me? I mean, tell me what you think about this whole movie. Are you excited for it? I mean, do you think it looks like hot garbage? Do you think that it looks amazing? Tell me everything you think. And if you want, like and subscribe, share the video if you want. I really appreciate everyone who stuck around to the end of this video. And that's really all I have to say. I'm really excited about this movie. I'm excited to see it come out in January next year. But I mean, until then, it's movie talk. See ya.